Hey Josh, this is Chandler. So I'm going to show you real quick how to set up the get the live stream started on the Tricaster. So the first thing you got to do is turn on the cameras. Camera C down there just has a power strip on the side of it. You just flip the red switch there, and when it lights up, you'll know it's on. To turn on cameras A and B under the balcony, you come down here and you turn on this power strip, and that turns those on. The next thing you turn on is the switcher, followed by the computer, the monitor, and then last but not least, the TV. Okay. So you hit launch Tricaster, well, it'll automatically do it. So so it will say starting Windows. Alright, so it brings you to this home screen here. You go up and you click on, New Tech Tricaster, double click it. Sorry if you know all of this. And it will open that up. New Tech, this program is one of those kind of programs where when it's running, like, nothing else can be done on your computer. Like, you can't check your email or alt tab out of it, which is probably a good thing. So it'll open Tricaster. Hit remind me later. If you hit restore now, when there's 10 minutes before a sermon or the church begins, you will regret doing that. Okay, so first thing you do is you hit open, FBCS master, double click that, do live, and then start live production. And this will open the Tricaster and you can get started. Alright, so here we are. It's opening up Tricaster here. And as you can see, we've got our 3 cameras on there. It's trying to open some pop-up. X out of that. So you have multiple things going on here. On the left you have program, and then below that you have preview. This top row is called program, the bottom row is called preview. And you have camera A, B, C, slides, and then the DDR left and right, and then black. That's pretty much all you ever use in Tricaster. Up here you can see your cameras ready to go. Maybe I didn't turn C on. Let's see. But since black is selected, we're gonna come over here. That's why you're not seeing anything on preview or program. We're gonna come over here and select A in program, and you can see the cameras there, and then B in preview, whatever you want to switch to next. The lights are not on in here right now, so I'm just going to zoom out twisting that and go out to a wide shot. To switch to A, I'm just going to hit A on the switcher and go out there. The wider out you zoom, the more light the camera lens lets in. The farther in you zoom, the less light. So if it's poorly lit out there, it's going to be really hard to get a close-up shot that's reasonably lit. Okay, so I got camera C up and running. As you can see, there it is. What I didn't realize was that though the power strip was on the floor down there, you have to have the metal switch on the bottom of the pole flipped to the up position. Without that flipped up, the power strip will still light up, but it won't actually have the camera turned on. So now that that's on, you can see there's camera C, there's camera B, and camera A. So what you want to do is, before you start streaming everything, get your cameras where you want them to be. So the two things you always want to keep in mind are program and preview. Sorry, that's lit up there. Program and preview. Okay, so you have program over here. This is what people are seeing live, and this is what you have ready to put up on the live stream next. So I like to start with black in program and then have whatever I want to use next. So if I want to go to camera B or camera C, I'll just have that ready to go. So for this funeral service tomorrow, I would start with black and then hit stream. And when you hit this, I'm not going to click it now because it will go live on our YouTube channel, but when you hit this, it'll light up, it'll be blue, and it'll be blue the whole time that you're doing this until you click it off again. And once you hit this, this pops up on the screen. So anything that's here is what will immediately be live on YouTube. So just be conscious of that before you hit stream. But once you hit stream, it will be live on YouTube, and it will be recording it there to the church's YouTube page. So start with black, have your next camera ready to go. Then you just select whatever camera you want to go to, and you hit space. And next camera, space. Next camera, space. Thus and such, the whole service until it's done. So that's essentially it. Once it's over, I'd probably go back to black. Sorry, it's going out of focus for some reason. Put black in preview, and then at the very end, space and fade to black. That's probably the best thing you want to do. So that's it for all you really need to do there. If Dina runs graphics, you can hit slides, and the way to get that going is you kind of have to mess with it, but you basically go up to this thumbnail slides here, and you adjust, you click, it will be this and a couple other ones. You sort of click between them and eventually slides will pop up, but try switching back and forth between. There's usually two different iMac.local options to choose from, but as long as she has the NDI scan converter on out there, you will eventually get slides. But yeah, that's if you want to do that. Okay, so now for the cameras, this is probably a little more straightforward for what to do. But yeah, basically you have three different cameras, A, B, and C. This is the camera on the left side of the balcony, camera in the middle under the balcony, and that's the camera on the floor over on the right towards the front. Any camera that you have selected here, whichever one is highlighted, will be the camera that you're moving with this joystick. Left and right are to pan, up and down are to tilt, and then to zoom out, you twist it left. To zoom in, you twist it to the right. And so whichever camera you select, what you're doing with this joystick is moving that camera. So if these things here are presets. If you get camera A, for instance, to a nice wide angle that you like, you've got it all set up and ready to go. What you can do is say, hey, I want to come back to this angle multiple times without having to reset it every time. You can just hit STR here, select A1, and wait, and then that's selected. So now, from now on, anytime during the service, if you're at B, at C, whenever you come back to A, if you just hit A1, the camera's going to automatically go back to that position. So if you've got camera A in preview and you're like, all right, I want to go to A1 on that wide shot I had earlier, you just hit A1 there, and then, you know, go back to whatever camera you're operating, and then, you know, hit space and it'll go to that camera. So also, I like to keep the speed on slow pretty much all the time, unless I'm really trying to move, like do a fast zoom in or pan around to something happening in the back of the room. Slow is pretty good there. Fast and middle, fast is incredibly fast, it's crazy, so there's no really need to use that. These are the white balance options. Usually we stick to auto white balance, but camera C can be kind of weird with that, so just watch out for the white balance. Camera C can be funky, so just be careful there. If you are on a camera and it seems dark, you can make sure you have this selected. Once it's illuminated, it's on manual, and this will adjust your iris. This is the aperture in the lens. This will allow you to darken or brighten up the camera. Sometimes if you're zoomed way in, the camera's going to be really bright or really dark, and there's not really anything you can do about it. You can open up the iris as much as you can, but it's not going to get much brighter. It just depends on the lighting in the room. But if you're like, hey, that shot is darker than it should be, just go to the camera that you're on and make sure that this is selected for manual, and then just adjust your iris so that it's bright enough. Focus should always be on auto, so this should not be illuminated. It should be off. That means it's an auto. But other than that, that's basically it for the cameras. One last thing I forgot to mention, this Tricaster is notoriously buggy. So if you find something like not acting right, like you do one of these, you know, shortcuts or whatever to show Jeff Hodges' name or something like that, and then it just like won't go away, or you get some weirdness happening, just go up here to where it says macros and hit switcher reset. This kind of does just a quick factory, not a factory reset, but just a quick reset of the settings, and a lot of times that will clear a problem that you have. So just remember to hit macros, switcher reset. Yeah, so once everything's over, you know, you've got your last shot is on C here or whatever it is. I put what I want to go to last in preview. If you want to fade to black at the end, just have that ready to go, hit space, fade to black, and then click end stream. You just click that again and it'll turn off the stream. And that is the shot that we'll end on. And that's basically it.